Right, welcome back to another game of a new drive-by-drive college football game that I'm designing and developing. In this video, we are going to walk through next season or next week's kind of big games. A handful of them at least. Some of the ranked and ranked against ranked teams. And so let's walk through this just a little bit. We're going to West Virginia at BYU, Kentucky at Georgia, Iowa State at Cincinnati, Wisconsin at Michigan, Illinois at Purdue. Sort of a big game here. Penn State, UCLA. Texas going to Florida. Vandy against Alabama. And then Miami going to Florida State. So several games here, kind of a mixture, grab bag of different types of games. And we're using a new game engine that utilizes this chart here. We have some drive modifiers that we're going to do based off of home team and ranked versus non-ranked teams, or ranked versus ranked teams. You can see we basically are going to add these two together. So this here would be, that would be a 15, and a 15 is here. So then you just figure out it's a touchdown, how many points are given on the roll. If it's 6, you can go for the extra point or the 2-point conversion, either one. The drive modifier doesn't apply to point after touchdowns or to a drive on a roll of a 2. I should put those. So if it's a 2, it's just what it is, a pick 6. And we have our drive modifiers here. So if it's a ranked versus a non-ranked team, you get a +2 to the ranked team's roll. So that's like here, BYU. Top 10 versus a ranked team that's not in the top 10, +1 to the top team's roll, or the top 10 team's roll. A ranked versus a non-ranked opponent, but not a top 10, you're going to get a +1 to the ranked team's roll. Top 10 versus top 10, or non-top 10 versus non-top 10. So any equal matchup, there's going to be no bonus. And then a home field advantage is going to be a -1 to the visiting team. So let's say our first instance here of a ranked team against a non-ranked team, that's going to be here, +1 to the ranked team's roll. And West Virginia is going to get a -1 for being on the road. So that's how that'll play out. So let's go ahead and go through this. Each team is going to get 8 drives. There's potential like here for skipping the next opponent's drive, that type of thing. So we'll see how this all plays out. All right, first drive of the game is going to go to West Virginia. Remember, this is they have a -1 on this roll, so 12 - 1 is 11. 9-play drive reaches the edge of field goal range. 48-yard field goal is good. So big time field goal kick there from West Virginia, and BYU will have their first crack at it. 15 + 1 becomes 16. 12-play drive, and that's one of those where you skip the opponent's next one. Let's see the PAT. It's going to be good. So 7, and West Virginia, this one is going to be skipped. So they have no opportunity for anything. And BYU, with their next drive, 11 becomes 12. 12, sack on third down, sets up a 42-yard field goal attempt. We're going to be looking at the blue die. 8 is going to be a field goal miss. So from 42 yards. So West Virginia dodges a bullet. They're down 7-3. We are starting the second quarter. An 18 -1 is 17. Zone read run breaks loose. That's a 30-yard touchdown run. So big time TD run for West Virginia as they put up a touchdown. And they're going to take a 10-7 lead. BYU with the ball. Their first drive of the second quarter, 14. Quarterback is hurried on 3rd and long. We roll the D10 for the play result. Again, it's the blue die. 7. Quarterback is sacked. Team settles for a short field goal. So field goal is good. And we are tied up at 10. So 12 becomes 11. 9-play drive. That's going to be a 48-yard field goal. That's good. So 10 points here. 13-10 is our score. And the last possession of the half for BYU. 17 becomes 18. A flag is thrown on a 40-yard TD pass. Roll the D10 to assign the penalty. A 9, penalties on the defense. The offense is going to decline that penalty, and the drive result is a 40-yard TD pass. So big time play there by BYU to finish up the half. 11 is going to be good. So they take a 17-10 lead into halftime. Let's go ahead and begin to flip-flop this. So what West Virginia had the first drive, we're going to go with BYU with the first drive in the second half. 15, hurry up tempo drive, TD on a seam route, so TD pass. As they kick off, pardon the pun, the first half, or the second half with a touchdown. 24-13, West Virginia. 8 becomes 7. The drive dies near midfield, and we look at our punt results. It's a normal punt return. We have an opportunity there for a punt return TD or a punt block for a TD. And it'll be BYU with the ball. 11 becomes 12. 12 sack on a third down, 42-yard field goal attempt is no good. So the field goal is missed. And we head to the last drive of the third quarter. A 12 becomes an 11. Again, to the edge of field goal range, they get another field goal. And they put up a 3 spot in the third. So it is 24-15. No, 24-16. Sorry. BYU is ahead. First drive, 14. Quarterback hurried on 3rd and long. Let's see what the play result is. Quarterback runs for a first down. The drive results in a touchdown run. So they score another TD. That's BYU. And they begin the fourth quarter with a touchdown. West Virginia responds with a 10 blitz. Running back is stuffed for no gain. And that brings up 4th down, so they have to punt. So big time play there by the BYU defense. BYU on the last drive of the game. 12 becomes 13. Red zone trip ends with a chip shot field goal. And they put up 10 in the fourth quarter. West Virginia, no chance to win, but we're going to roll them out here. 8 becomes 7. And that is a punt block for a TD. We'll just call that a punt. So no need to add insult to injury there. So they get shut out here. So we have 10, 16, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 28 plus 6 is 34. 34-16 is what we come out with. West Virginia at BYU. Let's see in a week how that turns out. Next game up is going to be Kentucky at Georgia. And so we got University of Kentucky first, and Georgia is going to have the same situation as here. So they're going to have a +1 because they're ranked against an unranked team, and Kentucky will have a -1. So let's see how that affects everything. 8 for Kentucky becomes a 7. We get the punt. We'll look at the red die. It's a 2. That's going to be a normal punt. And first possession for Georgia. 14 becomes 15, and they get a TD pass on their first possession for 6 points. And they complete with the PAT. Kentucky now with their second drive. That's going to be an 8. 4th and 2. we'll see what they do. Do they go for it or do they punt? A 4 is going to be a punt, so they punt it away. Georgia's second drive, 9 becomes 10. Blitz, the running back is stuffed for no gain. That'll lead to a punt, so good defense there from the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky begins the second quarter. They're down 7-0. A 10 becomes a 9. Pass defended by the cornerback at midfield. That's going to lead to a punt. Georgia, 6 becomes 7. We get a punt. Let's see what the result is. We're looking at the red die. That's a 3. And that'll be a punt. So a bit of a defensive struggle here in this one, as Georgia not able to figure out this Kentucky defense. 14 becomes 13. Red zone trip ends with a chip shot field goal. So Kentucky on the board. They're down 7-3. And last possession of the half for the Georgia Bulldogs. 7 becomes an 8. We get a 4th down play. They are going to punt for their final drive. And Georgia blanked in the second quarter. They're going to start the second half with the football, and it'll be Georgia up 7-3. So tough game here as they find themselves in a battle. 8, another 4th down play. Let's see what they do. It's a 3 this time, so they get the first down, and they're going to roll again. A 7, that's going to lead to a punt. And a 2 is a normal punt. So from all that, they punt the ball away to Kentucky. Kentucky holding strong with their defense. First roll of the second half. 9 becomes 8. We get the 4th down play, and they're going to punt it away. So playing the percentages, playing the strategies as they kick it back to Georgia. Georgia up 7-3. 9 becomes 8. See what they do on 4th down. They're going to punt it away. So everybody playing defense here. And we get Kentucky a chance to take the lead with a touchdown. 8 becomes a 7. So we have a punt. Let's see what the result is. It's a 4. That's going to be a normal punt. And if things hold, as we start the fourth quarter, neither team scored in the third. 7-3, low scoring ball game here. A 13 for Georgia becomes a 14. Quarterback is hurried on 3rd and long. Let's see what happens. A 5, he is sacked, and they settle for field goals. That's going to give them a few more points here, but they're still within 1 touchdown. Is Kentucky. Big time play here could work in their advantage. 14 becomes 13. They get a field goal in the red zone. Georgia, with their last chance to put this one away, they're up 10-6, and a field goal is not going to do them too much good. Sack on 3rd down sets up a 42-yard field goal. A 9, that is going to be a missed field goal. So you're telling me there's a chance Kentucky looking for the upset on the road against the University of Georgia. They're down 10-6, and in quite a defensive battle here with a bunch of punts. All right, so they have a -1, so they're going to have to roll pretty high. They don't. A 10 blitz. On 3rd down, running back is stuffed for no gain, and that's going to lead to a punt, and that is going to shut them down on downs. And so by a score of 10-6, youch, University of Georgia defeats Kentucky. All right, next game up, Iowa State versus Cincinnati. I would just like to go with the team colors here. Iowa State, Cincinnati. So Iowa State is here. They get a +1 because they're ranked. Cincinnati is the home team, so Iowa State gets a -1. So that's going to sort of cancel them out. And this is going to be an even Steven game. Let's see what happens here. Iowa State with the ball first. A 10. So running back stuffed for no gain. That's going to lead to a punt. We assume he's stuffed for no gain on 3rd down. So Cincinnati up 12. That's going to be a sack on third down, leads to a field goal attempt. We'll read the 4, the red one, and the field goal is good. As Cincinnati bangs it in from 42. Iowa State with the ball. Oh, that's a big roll, 15. Hurry up tempo drive, TD on a seam route, so a TD pass leads to a touchdown and an extra point. So Iowa State up 7-3. Cincinnati with the football. Last play or last drive of the first quarter. A 3 is going to be a tip ball that's intercepted and returned to midfield. So INT, they get nothing. And we head to the second quarter. Iowa State with the ball. They lead 7-3. We get a 10. 10 is a running back stuffed on third down. So that leads to a punt. And Cincinnati with the football. Let's see if Cincinnati can put it in the end zone. A 6. That's not going to do it. Drive stalls at their own 45. They have to punt away. And Iowa State's last drive of the first half is a 4. That's not great. Fumble in the red zone. And they get a turnover. So each team with 1 turnover so far. Cincinnati last chance in the first half. They get a 6. Drive stalls again at the 45. They just are not able to get anything going. And Cincinnati will start the second half with the football. They could have had a little double-double there, but neither team scores in the second. It's 7-3. And an 11 for Cincinnati is a 9-play drive that reaches field goal range. They connect on the 48-yard field goal. So they bang it through, and it's now 7-6. Iowa State in a dogfight on the road. 15, that'll do good. So TD drive as they hit on a pass up the seam, and that's good for a touchdown. So 14-6 is a score. Cincinnati with the football. Second drive of the second half, 12, is sacked on third down. It's going to bring a field goal attempt. A 5 is going to be a good field goal, as they are not able to do anything but get 3 points. So it is 14-9. It's like an American League score at this point. We get an 8. 4th and 2. Let's see. 7 is going to be a punt, as they choose to play defensively. Cincinnati is going to get the first crack at it in the 4th. First, second, third. It's 14-9. And the 4th quarter begins with a 9-play drive that gets them into field goal range, and they connect on a long field goal. Yet another field goal for the Cincinnati Bearcats. That gives them 14-12 advantage to ISU. Iowa State looking to put this one away, and they do on a TD drive. So they hit on a TD pass up the seam. Second touchdown of the second half, and they are going to take a 21-12 lead. The lead is 11. Cincinnati needs a score here, and they need a pick 6. Top of that. And 11, that's not going to do it, as they hit on the field goal. Just 3 points. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 15. And 21-15, that's within a touchdown, so we're going to make ISU play out the last drive, because they could lose it here. They will not. It's a 14 quarters. Quarterback hurried on 3rd and long. They run for the first down, and the drive results in a TD run. So I'm going to give them that. And 7 is a +1. So they score 14 in the 4th, and they are going to put this one away by a score of 28-15. So they win by 13 on the road in a grind of a football game. Let's move on to the next matchup here. You can see games, they only last 5 or 7 minutes, but they provide you just a little bit of action, some suspense. Michigan at home in the Big House against the Wisconsin Badgers. They're going to get a +1. Wisconsin gets a -1. And Wisconsin will go first. The 8 becomes a 7, so we're going to get a punt. We're looking at the red die again, and a 5 is going to be a normal punt. Let's get the Michigan die in here instead of the black. So Michigan, they will have a 19. 19 becomes a 20. A play action bomb. First drive of the game. Pow. 70-yard TD pass. As Michigan says, we are not here to play. We are here to win. So they take a 7-0 lead after the first drive of the game. Wisconsin steps up. 14 becomes 13. Play is going to end with a red zone chip shot field goal. As Wisconsin draws within 4. Michigan's second drive, a 10 becomes an 11, and they get to field goal range and kick a long field goal. And they're going to take a 10-3 lead into the second quarter. Wisconsin football, 12 becomes 11, and they get another long field goal. And it'll be Michigan ball. A 12 becomes a 13. Red zone trip ends with a field goal, chip shot field goal. So both teams holding here with the field goals. Wisconsin up 15, pow, 14. So quarterback hurried on 3rd and long. Let's see what the result is. We're reading the red die. 5 is going to be a quarterback sack, and they have to settle for another field goal. They've got 9. It's 13-9, and Michigan with the opportunity. A 6 becomes a 7, so we get a punt here. Again, looking at the red die. Oh no, it's a punt return TD. Oh gosh, so that's a punt. And Wisconsin, we'll call that 4A. So punt, return, TD for a touchdown. 4 is just good. So 4-20, and they get a little bit extra there, and they are going to lead 16-13 at the half, and it will be Michigan getting the ball first in the second half. So Michigan down by 3 points, and they're going to make it count here. 16 becomes 17. Zone read breaks loose, and that's a long TD run for Michigan as they hope to wear out this Wisconsin defense. Wisconsin back as they have lost the lead. They're now down by 20-16. 20-16. 12 is an 11. That'll be another long field goal. So that makes the score 20-19. And another close one here at the Big House. A 2, there is nothing getting you away from that. A 2 is a pick 6. So we're going to say an INT. And for Wisconsin, they are going to take it back to the Big House. So pick 6. And that's going to be a touchdown plus actually, you just get the 7 points. So here at the end of the third quarter, Wisconsin's going to take the lead. They're up by 10, 20, 26-20. 26-20. And Michigan starts off first drive of the fourth quarter. 9 becomes a 10. Running back stuff for no gain, and that's going to lead to a punt. Wisconsin with the football and the lead, a 6-point lead. An 8 becomes a 7. We have a punt. That's just going to be a normal run-of-the-mill punt. Michigan, last chance. They're down by a touchdown. A 9 becomes a 10. 10, the running back is stuffed for no gain again. This Wisconsin defense. And Wisconsin here, they're up by less than a touchdown, so we're going to make them play this out. If they get the 2, this one's going to be a walk-off pick 6. It's a 17 instead, and a 17. They break it out on a touchdown run, and this one's going to look a lot worse than it was. It was a 6-point lead going into the final drive, and it's going to wind up being a 13-point win, as the only team to score in the fourth quarter is the Wisconsin Badgers. So 10, 20, 33, and they have 20. 33-20, Wisconsin over Michigan at the Big House in a surprise. We are going to go to Indiana, Northern Indiana, to watch Purdue and Illinois. Purdue is the underdog here, so Illinois gets a +1 and a -1, so we're just going to kind of leave that there. Fighting Illini, number 22, after today's rankings came out, they get a 10. 10 is going to be stuff for no gain on third down, and that'll lead to a punt. And that brings up Purdue's first roll of the game, a good one, a 14. Quarterback hurried on third down. Let's see what happens on the play. 3, he's going to run for the first down, and it results in a TD run. So Purdue, they get a scramble for a first down, and that ultimately leads to a touchdown. I had these guys, so Illinois, here's some better colors here. Let's go for that. Maybe that's going to help us out a little bit. Illinois, second drive, 10. They are stuffed again, and so it's going to lead to a punt. And Illinois having a hard time moving the ball here. Purdue with their second drive of the game. 10 also is going to lead to a punt. All right, so 7-0 after one quarter. Both teams stymied a little bit. Again, that's going to lead to a punt as the blitz stuffs the run. So Purdue, a 9. Pass defended by the cornerback. That will lead to a punt as well. And with the last drive in the first half, this is going to be Illinois, the Fighting Illini, with a 17. That's going to be a 30-yard TD run. So 6 points +1. And Illinois ties it up with a long touchdown run here at the end of the half. Final possession of the first half, it's Purdue. A 4 is going to be a fumble in the red zone. So they were driving down, and they commit the fumble in the red zone. That's going to lead to no points. So they get shut out. We have a 7-7 game after the first half. It will be Purdue with the ball first in the second half. A 5, that's not so good. Quick 3 and out is going to be a punt. And we are going to give Illinois a couple of cracks at it here. So they're going to get this one and this one. That's a 16, sustained 12-play drive. So that's going to lead to a touchdown, and that will be 6 +1 as Illinois comes out and exerts their will. Illinois is also going to get this one, and Purdue is going to skip their next drive. So it's going to be Illinois dominating maybe here in the second half. An 8, 4th and 2. Let's see. We'll look at the Illinois die. 4. That's going to be a punt. So they do need a punt, but they get the skip, and Illinois is back at it again here to start the fourth quarter as they lead 14-7. They have an 8. Get the 4th down play. We're looking at the orange die. It's a 6. That's going to be another punt as they punt it away with the lead. Purdue with an opportunity. First drive of the fourth quarter. 7 is not going to get it done as they are punting, and that'll be a regular punt. Illinois with an opportunity. A 9 is going to be a pass defended. That'll be another punt or 0 yards. And for Purdue, who is down by a touchdown, they need a TD here in the 4th to make it happen. It's a 17. Oh my gosh. The zone read breaks loose and they get a long TD run, and this is going to lead to a overtime. So 6, as they get a late 4th quarter TD. And let's go to overtime. So let's go to 9 and 9. We'll say Illinois wins the toss. A 14. Quarterback is hurried on 3rd and 10. Oh, he gets the first down, and that leads to a TD run, or TD run. They go for the extra point. It's good. And Illinois takes a 21-14 lead here in the first overtime. It'll be Purdue with the home field advantage. Can they score? That's the question. They do. A TD on a seam route, so a TD pass. They're going to go for the extra point as well. Remember, after this, they have to start going for 2. And a 12 is going to be good. So we go to a second overtime. And this time, let's alternate. It will be Purdue first. And Purdue gets a crack at it. It's an 9-play drive. Gives them a long field goal, and that'll be good for 3 points. As Purdue with the lead momentarily, and we'll see if Illinois can come through with a touchdown or if they also get a field goal. An 18, pow. Flag is thrown on a 40-yard TD pass. Let's see, 1-4. It's going to be a field goal. Otherwise, we're looking at the orange die. It's a 5. The referee throws it on the defense, and that is a TD pass as the entire stadium waits. And that is going to be a winner as they score 6. Final here is 27-24 in double overtime. So big time game there. Love that. Penn State finds themselves in a similar situation. So ranked versus non-ranked. I think this is supposed to be top 10. Top 10 versus a non-ranked team. So they're going to get a +2. They get a -1, so they're going to be a +1 overall against UCLA. So that's going to be Penn State. Do it like that. Okay, let's go. They get a +1 to their rolls. 13 becomes 14. Third down play. The quarterback runs for a first down, and that'll lead to a touchdown. TD run for 6 points on their first drive, and 7 is going to be a good extra point. So first drive for UCLA. This is played in LA. 11 is going to be a field goal, a long field goal, as they score on their first drive. Penn State, an 8. Look at the fourth down play. So what do? Do they punt? They go for it. They're going to punt. Play field position. And that gives UCLA another opportunity here to end the first quarter. A 10 as they get stopped on third down, and that's going to lead to a punt. So after 7-3 is our score. Penn State over UCLA. Penn State's going to get the ball here. You can't go over 20, so a 20 is going to be a play action bomb on the first play of the drive, and that is a long touchdown pass. Demoralizing. And they get the touchdown to start the second quarter. UCLA's first drive of the second quarter is a 6. They stall at their own 45. They're going to have to punt. Brings up Penn State. Last drive of the half. Wow, 15. A TD pass down the seam. And that's going to be good for 6. They take a 21-3 lead. As they score 14 here in the second quarter. UCLA trying to pack a punch. Last drive of the half, 13. They're going to get a chip shot field goal as they get to the red zone, but they can't do much else. And it is going to be 21-6 as we head to the second half. UCLA will get the ball first in the second half. A 10. They are stopped on third down. That's going to lead to a punt. And Penn State has had the magic on offense the entire game. 12 becomes 13. They get down into the red zone, but they get stopped, and they're going to have to put up a field goal. It's 24-6. UCLA with the football. A 10. They get stopped again, and we'll have to punt. And Penn State, the Nittany Lions, a 4 is going to be a fumble as they drive it down to the red zone. But they commit the turnover, first turnover of the game. And UCLA is still in this one. But they're going to need to provide some offense pretty quickly. They're down 24-6. So what is that? That's a 18-point lead. A 14. Quarterback is hurried on third down. We'll read the orange die. A 3 is he's going to get the first down, and that leads to a touchdown run. And the extra point is good. So UCLA is still alive in this one. They're down 24-13 as Penn State takes off on their first drive of the second. Their first drive of the fourth quarter. A 13 plus 1 is 14. So the quarterback is hurried. And a 9. He is sacked. They're going to settle for a field goal. And in the fourth quarter, Penn State gets the scoring going. Should be using these guys here like this. UCLA, Bruins with the football. They're down by 10, 27-13. So they're down by 2 touchdowns. They need a touchdown here, and then they need the pick 6. They're not going to get it. They're going to get a tip ball with an interception. And that's nothing there. So Penn State is going to run out the clock here. So just call it the clock. They're up by 2 touchdowns. And it will be a 27-13 victory for Penn State at UCLA. More games left here. Let's just push through those. Again, you can see, how quickly you can move through just 1 week. You could spend an hour and knock out a majority of the games, I think. This is the same situation. So Texas is a top 10. They're going to get a +2, but a -1 for being on the roads. They're going to be a +1 overall. And they are at SEC rival Florida. So my Longhorns, number 9 in the country now. 13 + 1 is 14. Quarterback is hurried. On third down, we'll go with the gold die. It doesn't really matter. He runs for a first down, and that will be Arch Manning gets to the first down. That's going to lead to a touchdown run as Texas takes a 7-0 lead. With Florida, we're going to go with these 2 die. So The brown will be representing Texas. Florida gets their first crack. It's an 11, and they're going to get a long field goal that goes through. 7-3 is our score. Texas with the ball. 11 becomes 12. Sack on a third down sets up a 42-yard field goal attempt. 7 is going to be a missed field goal. So they're going to end the first quarter with 7 points. Florida up now. 5 is going to be a quick 3 and out. So they have a punt. And then the opponent's going to get an extra drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to give Texas these two. As they get an extra drive. 8 becomes 9. Pass defended, so that's going to be a punt. And maybe Florida can absorb the extra drive. A 10, they're going to stop them on third down. They will absorb that extra drive. And this will be Florida. They get a 17. Zone read breaks loose, and they get a touchdown run. They're going to take a 10-7 lead as they get their last play or last possession here before the half. And they take a 10-7 lead over the Texas Longhorns. The Horns looking to fight back. They have one more possession here in the fourth quarter. 16 becomes 17, and that's going to be a long TD run. As they also make the extra point. So we're going to be at 14-10 as the Horns are going to take over. It will be Florida with the ball first in the second half. So we just flip-flop those. So Florida with the ball. 15 is a TD pass. As this one picking up steam here as a bit more scoring. And TD pass gives them a 17-14 lead. Texas behind now. And they'll come out for the first time in the second half. 13 red zone, but they are just going to get a chip shot field goal. So we're all knotted up at 17. Florida with the ball. Last possession of the third quarter. They get a long field goal. That's going to be up and in as they've scored 10 here in the third. Texas, 9 becomes a 10. That's going to be a good stop from the Florida defense as they stop them on third down. That leads to a punt. So Florida has a 20-17 lead. They have the ball first possession of the fourth quarter. A 9 is going to be a good play by the defensive back at midfield. That leads to a punt, and Texas will get the ball back in good position. An 8 becomes a 9. Same thing happens to them. Good play in the defensive backfield as Florida with a 3-point lead and the ball. They could put this one away with a touchdown. Let's see what they get. A 6. Drive stalls at their own 45, so that's going to lead to a punt. And Texas with one more drive. Can they get down and make a play? They have a +1. Number 9 team in the country down by 3 on the road at Florida. Oh, and Arch can't do it as they get stuffed by a blitz. That's going to lead to a 4th down, and they are not going to be able to complete on the drive. So neither team scores in the 4th, and that's how this one's going to end. It's going to be 17 and 20. 20-17, the winner, as Texas goes down. Top 10 in the country at Florida, and there was much rejoicing. We have a matchup here between a top 10 and a top 10 and a top 25. So 11-25. Top 10 versus a ranked team. +1 to the top 10 teams overall. So +1, and they are going to get a -1. So going to be tough for Vandy, but might be able to get things done here. Let's see. Vanderbilt up first. Actually, let's get some good dice here. Vanderbilt is going to be gold, and Alabama will be red. So we'll go with that. Actually, switch out. So 11 is going to be a long field goal. No, 10. I'm sorry. That's a punt. So their 11 becomes 10 because of that -1. Let's get Vanderbilt in black. And Alabama, Crimson Tide, with a big win this week at Georgia. So not Georgia out of the top 10, which I think we saw Georgia, right? We did. We saw Georgia here as they squeaked by Kentucky. A 9 becomes a 10. 10 is going to be stuff for no gain, and that leads to a punt. Vandy with the ball, second drive of the first quarter. 14 becomes a 13. 13 ends with a chip shot field goal as they get on the board first. 3-0 lead for Vanderbilt. Good drive there. A 5 becomes a 6, so the drive stalls. That's going to lead to a punt. And Vanderbilt with the ball and a 3-point lead. 11 becomes 10. Another third down stuff there leads to a punt. Alabama against the Commodores. 10 becomes 11. 11, they get to field goal range, and they're going to tie it up with a field goal. They're in the second quarter, sorry. So 3-3 is our score. Vandy with the last drive of the half for them. A 5 becomes a 4. That's going to be a fumble in the red zone. Yeah, this is a defensive battle. Let's see if Alabama can put together a good drive to end the half. They do. A 16 becomes a 17 as they get a big time TD run for 6 points, and they put on the extra point. It's now 10-3 Alabama at the half, and they are going to get the ball first coming out of halftime. So Alabama with the lead. Going into the third, 7 becomes 8. We get a fourth down roll. What will they do? We're reading this red one. They're going to punt. So they have the 7-point lead, and they're going to punt to the Commodores. Let's see if Vandy can get it working. Nice high roll. 13 becomes 12. We get a sack. That's going to lead to a 42-yard attempt. A 6 is going to be a good field goal. So Vanderbilt gets on the board in the third quarter as they are now down 10-6 to the Crimson Tide. 14 becomes 15. That's a hurry-up tempo drive as they kind of try to get themselves going. That's a TD pass by Alabama. And they answer with a touchdown. It's now 17-6, Alabama over Vandy. An 11 becomes a 10 as they are stuffed again. We'll have to punt. Alabama with the ball, first drive of the fourth quarter. 10 becomes 11. That's going to lead to a long field goal, and that goes through for 3. It's now 20-6, Alabama over Vandy. Vanderbilt 12 becomes 11, and that's going to get them just into field goal range as they connect on the 3 ball, and it's 20-9, Alabama with the ball, and an 11-point lead. 8 becomes 9. That's going to be a good play by defensive back at midfield and leads to a punt. And Vanderbilt, last opportunity here. They're not going to be able to win it, but let's see what they can do. A 10 becomes a 9, and a good play at midfield is going to force, I guess not really a punt, but just forces a no score. I guess that's how you say that. So Alabama takes care of business 20-9 over Vanderbilt at home. And Is this the final game? This is the final game of the night that we'll play. And this will be Miami at Florida State. So it's probably the marquee game, number 3, Miami, at number 18, Florida State. Sure, this is on the screen. And we have a top 10 versus a ranked team. So top 10 versus ranked, +1 goes to the top 10 team's roll. Florida State's at home, so this is going to be a -1 to Miami. So even up here, and we'll just see how this one plays out. So it should be a good one. Miami with the ball. A 10 is going to be a stuff as they have to punt their first drive. FSU, the Noles come out, and on their first drive, they are going to have a quick 3 and out. So that'll be a punt. And that's going to lead to Miami getting a couple of, getting an extra drive. So 8 will be the 4th down. See if they go for it or if they punt. We're reading the red one. They're going to go for it. And so we roll again. And a 15. So it goes, they make the 4th down conversion and they wind up with a TD pass. Does Miami. So Miami takes a 7-0 lead. We really should have like the gold and the orange. We'll go with red. We'll go with red and orange. So Miami and Florida State, that's too similar. We'll get the gold. All right, gold and orange. Miami with the ball. A 13 is they wind up getting to the red zone. They get a field goal out of it. So they cash in and take a 10-0 lead as Florida State finally gets their second drive of the game. A 10 is going to be stuff for no gain. Miami with the ball. 16 is a sustained 12-play drive, chews up a bunch of clock, and we're going to skip the drive for the next opponent. So to add insult to injury, you get a TD, and you have to skip the next drive. So they take a 17-0 lead. FSU is going to have this one skipped, and Miami will get the last drive of the half. 7. We get a punt. We're reading the orange die. And an 8 is going to be a normal punt. And that's how the half ends. So FSU is going to get the ball first. As they get shut out in the first half, they're down by a score of 17-0 at home to Miami. So the Noles trying to come out with a little fire and vigor in the second half. 17 is going to be a large TD run. So that is the way you get it started. The extra point is good. And they put up a touchdown here. It's now 17-7. Miami with the ball and the lead. An 8. They get the 4th down play. We're reading the orange die. So we get a 2. They're going to get the first down, and we can roll again. They don't do much with it as the drive stalls after the 4th down conversion. They're going to punt. Good defense from the Noles as they get the ball back on their second possession of the third quarter. A 13. They get down to the red zone and hit on a chip shot field goal as they put up 10. They're now down 17-10 to the Hurricanes. Miami with the ball. A 2 is going to be the killer. That's a pick 6. So they throw the INT, and FSU is going to tie this one up with the pick 6 as they get another 7 to start the 4th. And it's now 17-17. And FSU storming back. Miami has got to do something here. An 18, they really do. Flag thrown on a TD pass. So 1D10 to assign the penalty. 1 to 4, it's on the offense. 5 to 10 defense. We're looking at the orange die. It's a 3. The penalty is on the offense. There's no TD, and that's going to stall the drive. Leads to a field goal, which will momentarily give Miami the lead. FSU with the ball and an opportunity to take the lead with the big touchdown. We'll see if they can get anything done. They get the same 40-yard TD pass. So we're looking at the orange die. Is the drive going to count for a TD or a field goal? It's a touchdown. Oh my gosh. Penalty is on the defense. The offense declines, and that is a TD pass. 4-6. No reason. So 17-23. 23-20. So we need to just kick that extra point. I'm going to make it. So Florida State has come all the way back as they have taken a 24-20 lead. Miami with one more drive. Can they make it happen? Last game of the day. Last drive. Can they come up with a winner? 24-20, they have to have a touchdown. Just going to shake these up real good. Oh, they might. So quarterback is hurried on 3rd and long. If he runs for a first down, that results in a TD run. That's going to be a 1 to 4. 5 to 10, he's going to be sacked, and they're going to come up just a little bit short. So let's see. Oh my gosh. All right. So a 1 to 4, and Miami's going to win this game. It's a 1. Oh no. Oh, and the Florida State fans are incredulous. They cannot believe it. As the extra point is good. Oh, they can't believe it. As they go down 24 to 27-24. Oh my gosh. What a great game. So Miami, Florida State 27-24 on the road. A tough one victory for the Hurricanes, who have surprised everybody this year. And they get a touchdown run on the very last drive, and they put away the Vols, who came all the way back down 17-0, and they had 24 in the second half, but that was not enough. All right, so this is a new game. If you would like to play the game, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to send the game to you to try out. If you have any thoughts on the game, it's changed just a little bit, and I feel like maybe some of the things are sort of coming into shape now. But if you see something else that would be good for that, just let me know, and we'll see if we can get those implemented. Leave that as a comment down in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. You will get notified of new videos whenever I post them, and you'll also be notified of new posts whenever I make them. Sometimes I make new posts as well. You can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, and you can check out any of the games that we do have in production already. We have games for baseball, basketball, football. We have a soccer game that's in beta, so you can try out AIG Soccer. Soon we'll have a hockey game and a golf game and several others, even lacrosse I've tried out. So you just never know. And we'll let you know when those are available on the website to download and try for yourself. Don't forget you can go to the website to download AIG Baseball, and you'll get the entire 1979 season for free. I've been playing through that season here. You can see some of those games as I've been playing through. This is the notebook I've been using for that. So you can see several of the games I've been playing. And you can check that out. You'll get the entire season 1979 to play to your heart's content. And if you have any suggestions for the game or you get stuck on things, just let me know so I can go ahead and make those changes to the game before I make it available and begin producing seasons. I like to have all that kind of ironed out before the season or before we go to printing things and doing things. And I figure giving you an entire season would be good. There's a lot of tiny details in that game. It plays a lot like Status Pro. If you want to know more about it, you can just go find. There's a playlist here on the YouTube channel, not a page, YouTube channel, and you can look through that playlist and find some of the games. I've actually played out some of these 1979 games that I'm doing a replay of, and I'm up to game 30, 31, something like that. It is. So I'm on finished game 31. So next game will be game 32. And just need a little palate cleanser. I had an idea for this game and just thought it would be really nice to have a sort of not really team agnostic, but season agnostic college football game. You could just pull out, roll some dice, play some games, drive by drive, and get realistic scores, and also take into account their situations. So whether this could have been two unranked teams or whatever, and so just kind of just put them into a situation and see how things go. You know what I mean? So and lots of different kind of variety here. There's some split results here that add in some extra things that happen every once in a while. You'll get the punt return for a touchdown, which happens occasionally. You get the pick six, which happens occasionally. It happened in that last game with Florida State. And those can be like huge swing moments, just like they are in regular college football. So those are a lot of fun. And you get these where it can go from a touchdown or a field goal, just kind of depends on what happens on the play. And then you have a little bit of opportunity here. If you want to go for 2-point conversions, you can when that warrants itself. All right. Again, any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And hope you had a great weekend. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.